We've got a marginal, slight, and enhanced risk for severe weather across portions of the plains tomorrow. And then unfortunately, that severe weather is going to return to the Midwest, and we may actually see this upgraded out here through portions of Illinois and Indiana, where we could see the potential for some more tornadoes. I know you guys are tired of this, you want a break, but unfortunately, that break is not here just yet. We've still got a lot of moisture running through the south and southeast, a lot of rainfall over Texas right now, and you can see that tropical low is attempting to make it back off the coast and has about a 10% chance of undergoing TCG again and becoming a tropical cyclone for the second time. You can see all this rainfall we have across the south, mostly in Texas. You can see south central, southeastern Oklahoma, central Texas up through northeastern Texas. A lot of rainfall, a lot of flash flood warnings. You see some of those flash flood warnings through portions of Alabama and Georgia as well. So again, more days of excessive rainfall threats across this region. Conditions will continue to remain cool across much of the central and eastern U.S., but it's warm out west. And unfortunately, that means our fire advisories, watches, and warnings are likely here to stay for a while. All right, so what can we expect this Saturday? Obviously, like I said, we have that marginal, slight, and enhanced risk across portions of the plains on Saturday. That'll likely shift east as we get into Sunday, and we could even see an elevated risk, or we could see an upgraded risk to an enhanced through portions of Missouri, Illinois, that region out there, portions of the eastern central plains out through the Midwest. I want to break this down. So here we go. Getting into Saturday morning, you can see top left screen here, we have our 500 millibar jet. This helps to organize our storms. This is our moisture transport. This is beginning to kind of buckle into the plains, and we see some short waves developing out in this region. If you look at the bottom left screen, we have our low level jet here at the 850 millibar level, and we do have a nice southerly flow there. So starting to see your jet streak enhance at the low level. Although the 500 millibar is still a little bit far to the north, a little bit of a bear clinic boundary forming up here to the north. You can see the top right screen. We've got kind of this temperature boundary that could help with forcing. This looks like it's likely because we have some rain showers up here in the morning, so we have some of that dynamic cooling. And then you can see the bottom right screen, we have some pretty good dew points as well. So there's going to be some shear here. There's going to be some instability. We push into the afternoon hours. You start to get a tightening top right screen of that bear clinic boundary. We're in the 90s portions of northern Kansas, and then you go a little bit farther north into Nebraska, and we're in the high 50s, low 60s. So once again, this is going to help set up a nice kind of warm boundary, some nice forcing along this line. And then as we get into the late afternoon, early evening, look at our 500 millibar jet collapsing. Now we're getting a good flow up here in the mid levels of the atmosphere, lower to mid levels of the atmosphere, and then down much closer to the surface at the 850 millibar level, we have almost a southeasterly flow. So a southeasterly flow at the low level, and then up towards the mid level, we're going westerly. So that's that rotational shear we worry about with tornadoes. Taking a look at the bottom right screen, now we're looking at almost east southeasterly winds. So just a ton of rotation out here in this region through portions of eastern Colorado, central to southern Nebraska, and then Kansas as well. This is definitely the area we're going to be watching. So I'm going to circle a couple things. Top right screen, that's where we have that temperature bear clinic boundary setting up a nice jet streak in the same exact area at the 500 millibar level in the top left screen. And then you look at our low level jet in the bottom left screen, and this is kind of the area we're watching right here. Now, the dew points aren't that high, so probably not a ton of low level moisture in this area. What happens with our dews as we push throughout the evening and you start to see them fill in here, get up into the 70s. So I would say right now, to me, I like where the enhanced is. Yesterday, I was saying they should probably shift the enhanced down to the south and east. With this latest guidance from the HRRR, they may actually pick the enhanced back up north a little bit. We'll see, but regardless, eastern Colorado, central to southern Nebraska, central to western Kansas, that seems to be the focal point of this severe weather. But again, this weather is going to be moving east. So if we do get some strong storms out in this region, they're going to be moving east, potentially approaching major cities like Lincoln, Kansas City, Omaha, Kearney. You guys know where you are. So make sure you have a way to receive weather alerts on Saturday, and I'll continue to bring you the latest updates. This is a day to watch, though. Trust me, you could see a 2 to 5% tornado risk with that SIG 1, central to northern, northwestern Kansas, central to southern and southwestern Nebraska, and then northeastern Colorado is in that 5% SIG 1 risk. So EF2 plus tornadoes are possible. We've also got that 5, 15, and 30% wind risk. That SIG 1 is in there, so damaging winds 80 plus miles per hour is possible. And we have this hail risk SIG 1, so 2 to 3 plus inch hail is possible throughout this region too. Really central to northwestern Kansas is the area to watch. Northeastern Colorado into south central, southwestern Nebraska. Here's Sunday, probabilistic 5 to 15% chance for severe thunderstorms through this region. I'm going to break this down real quick as well. Here we go, getting into Sunday afternoon. You can see we have a nice 500 millibar jet, top left screen here, pushing through portions of the plains out towards the Ohio Valley and Midwest. You start to see some short waves developing out here, and I'm surprised that our severe weather risk doesn't actually stretch a little bit further out to the east. I'm also surprised that our slight risk is centered more out west. I do think we have the chance to get an enhanced risk out through this region. Look at the bottom right screen. We have a nice nice flow with our low level jet at the 850 level, and that is going right into a nice westerly flow at the 500 millibar level right here. If you take a look at the top left screen, that same area, and I'm going to circle this in the top right screen. Here's our baroclinic boundary. Some forcing in this region is possible. Central Missouri down through southern Illinois, and then the dew points are just fine. They're high. We're likely going to have some good low level moisture here. Likely a lot more buoyant air than we have for our Saturday risk out in the plains, which isn't surprising. We have a lot more moisture that's going to be available out in this region. But yeah, taking a look at this is really the region I'm watching out here, especially central Missouri down through southern Illinois right now. And again, if we take a look at the risk zones, and I'll go over to that real quick, we do have our slight extending into this region here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this shift a little bit further east and again, maybe get an enhanced out here somewhere out in this region. All right, I know I'm a little bit all over the place right now, but let's take a look at the timing for our Saturday and Sunday events. This is the Rufus. Again, the Rufus can over-convex sometimes. I'm just using the Rufus because it'll show us all the way through Sunday as well. So here we go, getting into Saturday. We start to see some potentially strong thunderstorms firing off through portions of Nebraska. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the afternoon. And I could kind of see this just by looking at the temperature profiles or the temperature parameters for Saturday when it looked like we were going to have a lot of cooling up here. Dynamic cooling from some possible rain showers early in the morning. And that's going to give us a little bit of a baroclinic boundary to the south that can help with some of that forcing for some potential strong storms to latch onto as we get later on into the evening. So we push through the afternoon hours and then boom, there we go. Some supercells are trying to initiate out here through portions of southeastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, and northeastern Colorado. And these are going to begin to push off east 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. There we go. Now we're getting into the mid-evening hours. We're at 8 p.m. and we could have some strong supercells out in this region. And then as we push towards 12, 1 in the morning, we're starting to see potentially another line of storms up here in northwestern Nebraska on the Rufus. But most of these storms start to really fall apart as they get into central to eastern Nebraska and Kansas. We'll have to see if they can sustain any energy. But right now, I think it does make sense. We kind of cut off that enhance a little bit to the west of these major population centers in eastern Nebraska and Kansas. A little bit of a bow echo MCS forming out here late at night. Maybe we have a nocturnal threat through portions of northwestern, maybe even central Nebraska on Saturday. All right, so what does Sunday look like? Sunday morning, we've got some strong storms pushing off through portions of eastern Kansas. We've got a lot of rain showers pushing through Missouri, and I can tell you right now, this is going to be important. How much rain falls early in the morning? How quickly does this push through? How much cloud cover is there? Because again, this could ruin our instability for later storms. But this looks like it's going to clear out around, we'll call it between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Now we're going to have a chance to grow some more instability out in this region, some surface heating, and so you get another chance for strong to severe storms on the back end that could be a lot more intense as that low-level jet increases throughout the day, as that heat increases throughout the day, and as those dew points rise. Now we're looking at potentially strong to severe thunderstorms through portions of eastern Kansas, central to northwestern Missouri. This is around 5 or 6 p.m. Kansas City may have to watch out on Sunday, but those storms then begin to kind of consolidate. You get a little bit of an MCS and push out to the southeast, and now we're watching, again, central to southern Missouri, and we're watching especially central to southern, potentially very far southern Illinois, and then Indiana. So this is how the Rufus sees this playing out here. Again, I do think we could get an enhanced somewhere out in this region on Sunday. We're going to have to watch and see how this develops. It's been a crazy year for this region out here. Not much going on in the tropics, like I said, other than our potential post-tropical cyclone Arthur trying to get itself back together. Even if it does, this is just going to be flung off into the Atlantic, so I wouldn't really worry about that. Excessive rainfall outlooks today and tomorrow. The south is getting pummeled, but Saturday, we're going to have to watch out from Omaha down to Kansas City, potentially down to Wichita, up to Kearney, portions of Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. You're going to be putting that slight to moderate excessive rainfall risk. And then Sunday, this slight risk for excessive rainfall transfers a little bit further out east through the Ohio Valley and Midwest, and then a little bit to the south and east as we get into Sunday. You can see the Central Plains, Ohio Valley, and then up through portions of the Mid-Atlantic and southern New England. I apologize if I was a little all over the place in this video today. Had to get it done quickly. I have a lot of work I got to do today, and I do want to try to stream a little bit more later as well. I am now streaming on Facebook as well, so I'll be streaming on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time, and I'm consolidating all my chats so you guys can all see each other chatting with each other as well across the platforms. Also, if you join my Discord while I'm live, all the chats in my live go into my Discord, into the channel that's Stream Chat, so you can actually talk to me on my live through my Discord channel as well. So there's 4 different avenues to communicate with me while I'm live now. Of course, my Discord is updated with all of the latest weather information that you want to know every single day, so if you want to join, just click the link right down below in the description. I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell or follow so you're updated anytime I post a new video or go live. Again, I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one, or I'll see you in the live stream later on today. See you guys.